This wasn't supposed to be news. It was supposed to be a party. Loud music, fake smiles, filtered stories, and just enough chaos to look fun but not dangerous. But then Chrisean Rock walked in, and the entire night collapsed like a house of cards in a wind tunnel. The kind of collapse that makes people stop dancing and start filming. 1 minute, Blueface's party was business as usual. The next minute, the energy froze. Not awkward silence, panic silence. The kind that says everyone knows something bad is about to happen, but nobody wants to be the first to admit it. And when word spread that Jaidyn made a run for it, the internet didn't just react. It detonated. Phones were up. Clips were flying. Narratives formed before facts even showed up to the party. Because nothing trends faster than unresolved history walking through a door uninvited. This wasn't coincidence. This felt like destiny with Wi-Fi. People weren't asking what happened. They were asking why now? Why here? Why like this? And once those questions hit the timeline, the story stopped being about a party and started feeling like a secret that finally slipped out in public. This didn't start at the party. It started in the quiet tension that had been stacking up for weeks while everyone pretended nothing was brewing. The timeline had already felt strange, like every post carried an undertone and every appearance came with a footnote nobody wanted to read out loud. When stories feel unfinished, the internet waits. It always does. And this night felt like the moment the waiting ended. Blueface's party was built to look chaotic without actually being dangerous. Loud music, crowded rooms, curated disorder designed to scream fun while keeping control intact. These events are planned to survive bad angles and loud guests. What they aren't built for is unresolved history walking through the door without warning. When Chrisean Rock arrived, the energy didn't slowly adjust, it snapped. Conversations stalled. People stopped smiling mid-laugh. Phones came out like reflexes. Her presence didn't need an announcement because everyone already understood what it represented. This wasn't a guest. This was context showing up in real time. People immediately started asking why she was there. Was she invited, expected, or completely unaccounted for? But intent stopped mattering the second the room reacted. Once the internet decides a moment feels symbolic, it assigns meaning whether anyone likes it or not. And this moment felt heavy with meaning. Then the detail that pushed everything over the edge hit the timeline. Jaidyn leaving the scene. Not a casual exit. Not a quiet slip into the night. The story that spread was that she ran. And whether that word was fair or exaggerated didn't matter anymore, because it reshaped the entire narrative instantly. Jaidyn fled is the kind of phrase that turns into a headline in seconds. Clips begin circulating from different angles, each one suggesting movement, confusion, urgency. None of them showed what led up to it. None of them explained anything. But context doesn't travel as fast as panic. The internet filled in the gaps aggressively. Some claimed Chrisean's presence alone was enough to shut the party down emotionally. Others argued tensions had already been high and this was just the spark. A few went full conspiracy mode, insisting this collision had been inevitable for a long time. Sarcasm poured in like it always does when situations get uncomfortable. People joked that this party turned into a reunion episode without warning. Others said it made reality TV look polite and scripted. The comparisons were outrageous, but they stuck because the situation felt unreal. What made it worse was how fast the narrative locked into place. Chrisean storms in. Jaidyn runs out. Party goes left. That version spread faster than any explanation ever could. And once a storyline sets in online, trying to correct it feels like shouting into a storm. Supporters rushed in on all sides. Some defended Chrisean, saying she had every right to be there and her presence shouldn't scare anyone away. Others defended Jaidyn, calling her exit smart and self-protective. Nuance existed, but it was buried under noise. Reaction channels didn't waste a second. Thumbnails went up with shocked faces and bold text. Titles promised chaos, exclusives, and hidden meaning. Calm analysis never stood a chance against content built to inflame. The algorithm doesn't reward patience, it rewards urgency. People started analyzing body language like it was courtroom evidence. Who looked tense? Who avoided eye contact? Who seemed calm? Every frame was paused, replayed, and interpreted. The internet became a jury that couldn't agree on facts but agreed something felt off. Blueface, caught in the middle of it all, became a silent focal point. Some questioned whether he anticipated this outcome. Others believed the situation spiraled beyond anyone's control. His lack of immediate response didn't settle anything. It amplified speculation instead. Old history resurfaced instantly. Past moments were dragged back into the conversation as proof this was always coming. Clips from months ago were reposted like they predicted this exact night. The internet loves to say this makes sense now, even when it's rewriting the past to fit the present. What should have been one night turned into a symbol of everything unresolved between these people. A party became a battleground of narratives. Who showed up uninvited? Who left first? Who looked uncomfortable? Who looked unbothered? Every detail became ammunition. The human element disappeared quickly. These weren't just people navigating a tense moment anymore. They became characters in a story the internet felt entitled to finish. Real emotions flattened into captions and memes within hours. As more clips surfaced, clarity didn't improve. Each angle added confusion instead of answers. Some made the moment look dramatic. Others made it look overblown. None of them slowed the momentum. The story had already escaped its source. By the end of this phase, it was clear this wasn't just a party crash. It was a public collision of unresolved tension, played out under lights and phones. Once that collision happened, there was no pretending it was just another night. The music stopped. The guests went home. But the fallout had only started. And the internet had already decided this moment mattered. Once the clips hit the timeline, the story didn't travel, it multiplied. Different angles, different captions, different moods, all spinning the same chaos into slightly different realities. Twitter turned into a courtroom with no judge. Instagram became a rumor relay. YouTube flipped into breaking news mode with zero confirmation and maximum confidence. Calm takes got buried immediately. Reaction channels rushed in like sirens. Thumbnails grew louder by the hour, faces frozen in shock like they just witnessed history. Titles promised exclusive angles and what really happened, even though everyone was looping the same 5 seconds. The algorithm doesn't reward patience, it rewards panic, and panic was paying rent. Memes followed, sharp and unapologetic. People joked this felt like a reunion episode nobody consented to filming. Others said it made reality TV look scripted and polite. The humor wasn't gentle, but it was everywhere, and it kept the story moving faster than any explanation ever could. Public opinion swung like a wrecking ball. 1 hour, timelines praised Jaidyn for removing herself from a volatile moment. The next hour, those same timelines framed her exit as fear, avoidance, or confirmation of tension. Narratives flipped faster than a DJ switching tracks, and nobody bothered to rewind. Speculation became the main attraction. Some claimed Chrisean's arrival was calculated, a power move meant to reclaim space. Others insisted she had every right to be there, and the reaction said more about everyone else. Intent stopped mattering once the feeling took over, and the feeling was combustible. Influencers and podcasters jumped in with Olympic confidence. Some hinted they knew more than they could say. Others teased episodes like this was premium content instead of real people. Vague statements became breadcrumbs, and audiences followed everyone, convinced the next clip would unlock the truth. Screenshots turned into currency. Half quotes were clipped, cropped, and reposted until the original meaning evaporated. Context didn't survive the repost cycle. A single caption could spark hours of debate depending on who shared it first. Accuracy became optional once engagement entered the room. Body language analysis took over like a competitive sport. Who looked tense? Who avoided eye contact? Who seemed unbothered? Every glance became evidence. The internet doesn't just watch moments like this, it interrogates them frame by frame until it finds a story it likes. Blueface's role became a debate all its own. Some argued the chaos exposed poor boundaries and unresolved issues. Others claimed this was exactly the kind of spectacle these circles thrive on. His silence didn't cool anything down. It gave theories more oxygen. The party itself faded into the background. Music, drinks, guests, None of it mattered anymore. The night was reduced to one entrance and one exit that overshadowed everything else. Hours of planning got erased by seconds of footage, proving how fragile controlled chaos really is. Comparisons escalated fast. People dragged in celebrity party blow-ups from the past, saying this felt more raw because it wasn't edited or delayed. No confessionals. No commercial breaks. Just real-time tension caught mid-collision and replayed endlessly. Defenders tried to slow the conversation. They reminded people that clips don't tell full stories and exits don't equal guilt. Their arguments were reasonable, which meant they got buried. Reason doesn't travel as fast as outrage, and it never has. Critics weren't interested in slowing down. They treated the moment like confirmation of long-suspected tension. To them, the optics said everything. Who showed up? Who left? Who looked uncomfortable? Once optics become evidence, explanations struggle to catch up. Every new post, related or not, was treated like a response. A selfie became a statement. A caption became shade. Even silence was read as intentional. Once the internet decides a story matters, nothing exists in isolation anymore. The energy shifted from shock to certainty. Early questions hardened into opinions. Comment sections stopped asking what happened and started declaring what it meant. That's the dangerous stage, when conclusions outrun facts and refuse correction. By the end of this phase, the narrative had fully escaped reality. It wasn't about a party or a moment anymore. It was about power, presence, and unresolved history playing out publicly. The audience wasn't waiting for answers. It was invested, and when a story reaches that level of investment, escalation becomes inevitable. Someone would speak. Someone would clarify. Someone would slip. Silence can only hold for so long before expectation crushes it. This wasn't waiting anymore. It was a countdown. Everyone could feel the next move would be louder, messier, and harder to undo. The internet wasn't done watching, and the fallout was warming up. By a time the noise stopped feeling explosive and started feeling permanent, the fallout was already sealed. This wasn't just a viral moment anymore, it was a line drawn in bold across everyone involved. The conversation had moved past what happened and locked into what it supposedly meant. Once that shift happens, the damage doesn't wait for clarification. Chrisean Rock's image took the first direct hit. To one side of the internet, her appearance looked powerful, like reclaiming space without saying a word. To the other side, it looked disruptive, like dragging unfinished tension into a room that wasn't ready for it. The middle ground vanished instantly. Online narratives don't tolerate nuance for long. Jaidyn's exit became its own story, completely detached from reality. Supporters framed it as self-preservation, a smart move to avoid escalation. Critics painted it as panic, avoidance, or confirmation that the energy went left fast. Once the word "fled" stuck, it reshaped everything. Optics beat explanation every time. Blueface stayed under the heaviest microscope. Silence didn't protect him. It made people project. Some accused him of losing control of the situation. Others said this chaos was inevitable given the unresolved dynamics surrounding him. When a figure sits at the center of drama, neutrality becomes impossible. Relationships around the situation quietly shifted. People who once commented freely stopped speaking publicly. Friends avoided tags. Allies went quiet. In viral scandals, proximity alone can stain reputations. Distance stops being cold and starts being calculated survival. The tone online cooled from chaos into judgment. Early shock hardened into fixed opinions. Comment sections stopped asking questions and started delivering verdicts. That's when moments turn into reputational damage. Labels formed quickly, and labels are stubborn. Professional consequences crept in without announcements. Fans speculated about future appearances and brand interest. Critics questioned judgment and long-term credibility. Supporters worried about how public perception could affect opportunities. When personal chaos goes viral, it doesn't stay personal for long. Attempts to downplay the situation only fed it. Saying it wasn't serious sent people back to the clips. Claiming it was overblown invited deeper analysis. In internet culture, minimizing often works like gasoline instead of water. What made this aftermath uncomfortable was how normalized it became. A party disruption turned into daily content. Reaction videos kept rolling. Engagement stayed high. The audience stayed entertained while empathy quietly disappeared. Viral cycles reward repetition, not reflection. The focus drifted further from the night itself and toward what it symbolized: power dynamics, emotional landmines, unfinished business no one wanted to confront until someone did. The party wasn't the story anymore. It was the spark that exposed everything underneath. Every future interaction now carries extra weight. Every appearance will be analyzed. Every absence questioned. Every caption scanned for hidden meaning. Once a narrative hardens, it follows people everywhere. There's no reset button online. Reality television comparisons didn't stop. People said this felt more intense because it wasn't edited or delayed. No confessionals. No producers smoothing edges. Just raw moments caught mid-chaos and replayed endlessly until they felt larger than life. What got lost entirely was the fact that this was a real situation involving real people. A moment meant for a room turned into content for millions. Private tension became public property overnight. That's the tax of visibility, and it's rarely fair. As days passed, the story didn't disappear, it settled. It became background context for everything that followed. Any mention of the names involved now came with this moment attached. A reference point. A reminder. This saga showed again that moments don't need clarity to be powerful. They only need tension. Once tension hits the feed, facts struggle to keep up. The internet doesn't wait to understand, it decides. The party ended. The lights came on. People went home. But the story didn't. It moved into comment sections, reaction videos, and group chats where it kept evolving without permission. That's how these moments survive long after the night ends. Nothing was resolved. No tension vanished. No questions were answered. If anything, the collision made the unfinished business louder. And when unfinished business goes viral, silence becomes temporary. This wasn't closure. It was escalation disguised as a moment. And everyone watching knew it. The only mystery left was when the next chapter would drop, because after something like this, quiet never lasts long, and this is why moments like this never stay contained. What should have been a regular party clip turned into a full-blown internet saga in a matter of hours. Today it's a surprise appearance and a sudden exit. Tomorrow it's indirect posts, leaked messages, or someone finally speaking when they probably shouldn't. If you think this story wrapped up neatly, you haven't been paying attention. If this breakdown had you locked in, smash that like button like it owes you money and just try to disappear from the group chat. Hit subscribe so you don't miss what happens next, because around here, silence never lasts and drama never stays buried. This channel exists for the moments everyone else pretends not to see coming. Drop your honest takes in the comments. Was this a power move or pure chaos? Was Jaidyn leaving smart self-preservation or proof the energy went left instantly? And did this party crash expose more unresolved tension than anyone expected? Say it with your chest. This comment section is where the real conversation happens. Turn on notifications, because when narratives flip overnight, we're already watching. While other channels wait for clarity, we break down reactions, timing, and patterns that don't lie. No soft takes. No fence-sitting, just sharp commentary and uncomfortable truths. If drama is trending, we're already there. If a moment spirals, we rewind the second it cracked. Stay alert, stay curious, and stay watching, because the next explosion is always closer than it looks. This is Fame Ripple, where party chaos turns into viral history.